Hello and welcome to TopNotFlop. Get ready to be immersed in a world of cinematic excitement as we unveil the latest movies arriving on streaming services and digital platforms in July 2023. From pulse-pounding action to heartfelt dramas, this month's releases promise to deliver a diverse range of stories that will captivate and entertain. So let's begin the video. Warhorse 1. While conducting a rescue mission to evacuate a group of missionaries during the 2021 U.S. military withdrawal from Afghanistan, a SEAL team helicopter is shot down by a group of insurgents. One of the SEAL team operators, Master Chief Richard Mirko, is thrown from the wreckage, miraculously surviving the crash. With the rest of his team killed in action, Mirko continues his search for the missionaries, but finds their vehicle ambushed the only survivor, a traumatized 5-year-old child. Mirko must now guide the child to safety through a gauntlet of hostile insurgents and survive the brutal Afghan wilderness. Available on digital July 4th. The Outlaws. Bank manager Owen Browning is about to marry the girl of his dreams, Parker McDermott. A few days before the wedding, Owen's bank is robbed by a legendary gang, nicknamed the Ghost Bandits. At the same time, the bride's relatives come to town, and the main character begins to suspect that they are the elusive ghosts. The movie was released on July 7th, and is already available to watch on Netflix. The Breach. John Hawkins counts his police chief days in the quiet town of Lone Crow, deep in the woods of northern Ontario. But when a mutilated body with supernatural wounds is found on a riverbank, he finds himself embroiled in an eerie mystery that he can never explain. Will he be able to solve the mystery before he himself becomes life-threatening? And what awaits him in this strange town full of mystery and riddles? The film is based on the original 2020 audiobook of the same name by the highly popular Canadian writer Craig Davidson, who is also known by his pseudonyms Patrick Lestevka and Nick Cutter. Available on digital July 11th. Grey Matter. All her life, Aurora has been taught by her mother that the superhuman abilities they possess, the abilities that make them unique, also make them dangerous. Now on one fateful and deadly night, Aurora will find out if her mother was telling the truth and just what consequences the use of her powers might have. It is a science fiction thriller directed by filmmaker Miko Winbush, in her feature directorial debut, from a screenplay written by Philip Gillette. It is scheduled to debut streaming on Max on July 13th. Bird Box Barcelona. It was only a matter of time before the Netflix dealers turned to the popular project with Sandra Bullock 5 years ago, which broke all viewing records and is still the second most watched project on the service. The plot remains the same when in eye contact with some otherworldly entity, a person loses control over himself and tries to quickly and spectacularly take his own life, if possible taking a couple of victims with him, and people with various mental deviations are not susceptible to this strange contagion. So the blindfolded survivors will have to make their way through the deserted city, of course facing many challenges along the way. And not everyone will make it to a relatively safe place. The release date is July 14th on Netflix. The Flood. When a powerful hurricane hits Louisiana, a group of prisoners and their guards are forced to seek refuge in the local prison. But the water level rises, and this leads to a daring escape from the prison. The group of prisoners suddenly discovers an even greater threat than the rising water levels: a pack of giant, hungry, and ruthless alligators. To survive, the prisoners and guards must fight together in this action thriller packed with slithery scares and jaw-clenching suspense. Available on digital July 14th. The Flash. In the past, Barry Allen was an ordinary guy, but because of random events, superhuman abilities awaken in him. He becomes the fastest man in the universe, capable of performing real miracles. Also, Barry gets friends from Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and others with unique powers. One day, Barry decides to use his powers to change the past. It seemed that by doing so he could save the whole family and find true happiness. But the plan turns into a disaster. The world loses all superheroes, which unleashes the most dangerous criminals. To save humanity, Flash has to go on a mad journey through parallel realities. Soon Barry and his comrades will be involved in dizzying events that will affect the lives of trillions of people in countless dimensions. Available on streaming services on July 18th. They clone Tyrone. Drug dealer Fontaine is shot to death by his rival Isaac, and the next morning he wakes up in his bed, unharmed. Trying to figure out what happened, Fontaine, Slick Charles, and Yo-Yo discover a huge underground laboratory where government-level experiments are being conducted on the black population. Fontaine realizes that he is a clone of himself and decides to confront the white oppressors. The release date is July 21st on Netflix. The Island. After the death of his brother, police officer Mark leaves Los Angeles and returns to his childhood island. Seeking answers and revenge, he finds himself in a bloody battle with a corrupt tycoon who has taken over this paradise island. Mark is willing to do whatever it takes to get justice back and save his home island from the dark power. Available on digital July 21st. Paradise. The events are set in the near future, in which people's lives have changed beyond recognition because of a revolutionary technology that allows them to transfer their lifespan to another person. The pharmaceutical conglomerate Eon, which develops this technology, becomes a multi-billion-dollar and influential company. Eon employee Max discovers that his wife Elena has sold part of her life to pay off her debts. He tries to save his wife and reclaim her lost years, but faces a conspiracy within Eon's upper management. The release date is July 27th on Netflix. Happiness for Beginners. A year after a difficult divorce, Helen Carpenter decides to reboot her life and go camping at the invitation of her younger brother. This wilderness survival course should be a chance for her and her camping buddies to feel like they own their lives again. But once in the wilderness, Helen realizes she overestimated her abilities, and this quest proves too difficult for her. Happiness for Beginners is a comedy drama about a young woman who wants to rebuild her life after her divorce and goes camping. The release date is July 27th on Netflix. The Beanie Bubble. The film is set in the 1990s, when Beanie Bubble toys hit the market and gradually become part of American culture. Failed actor Ty Warner got into the business of selling plush toys, which were not profitable. However, his collaboration with 3 women turned him into a billionaire, and his idea of stuffing stuffed toys with plastic pellets created a real furor. According to its creators, the film is about the absurdity and unfairness of the American dream, especially in relation to women. This film is about the women whose strengths and instincts helped Ty Warner to succeed, but whose names were not on the tags of Beanie Babies. The release date is July 28th on AppleTV+. As we come to the end of our video showcasing the incredible new movies of July 2023, we hope you're as excited as we are about the upcoming cinematic adventures. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button to stay updated with the latest movie news and releases.